Look at all the blackbirds in that tree. They're starting to weigh it down. I should probably go get a shotgun and do something about that. At least spook them out of there. Maybe later if they're still there. But anyway, I want to do a quick video with you guys today about two topics that I just didn't feel were worth their own individual videos, and you'll see why. So there was a document published by Gun Owners America on behalf of Firearms Policy Coalition that was seeking clarification from a court. Basically, there was this big snafu over a win that happened at a district court with FPC, and basically the Department of Justice under Pam Bondi and her crony leadership was asking for membership lists for these gun rights organizations, and FPC and the like were like, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that." And then they went public with it, and DOJ's like, "Oh, well, we didn't do that. We would never want to do that. Why on earth would we? Blah blah blah. It looked really bad. Blah blah." They did it. Okay, we knew that they did it, and now, basically, the document that I'll have up on screen is FPC and their co-plaintiffs going to the court and basically being like, they did this. They're not allowed to do this. Can you please tell them that they're not allowed to do this? Basically is what this says. And again, it's another example of them saying one thing and doing another. It's the same sad old story, okay? Like, again, we knew that they did it. They lied about doing it. Here's the proof that they did it. Basically, the end of the story. And then the second thing that I want to talk about today is the changes to the Form 1 and probably likely the Form 4 coming down the pipe here pretty soon. So you guys all know that the NFA tax is going away. The registration is still here, but because the Republicans screwed us in the big, beautiful backstab bill. But in January 2026, the tax will be reduced to zero for short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, AOWs, and suppressors. Okay, so it's transfer and making. Well, the new Form 1 is up on the Federal Register for comment currently. And there's just a couple changes that are kind of like already sorta in practice. But I think the ATF and the DOJ are trying to say, look at all the changes that we're making. Like, we're trying to make it easier for people to do stuff because we're pro Second Amendment. In reality, most of it was already in effect as it was, right? They were talking about, oh, well, you could use electronic fingerprints. You could already use electronic fingerprints. Oh, you could use e-forms. Well, you could already use e-forms. Oh, you don't have to do the Clio thing in practice. You didn't really have to do the Clio. They're like, well, it automatically duplicates the form, so you can't make any mistakes. It already does that, right? Like, they're like, you can upload a selfie instead of going to get a passport photo. You can already do that, okay? So, like, it's more of the same. But I think that, to be honest, the news is that the ATF and the DOJ are trying to spin it like they're doing all this like super pro Second Amendment stuff by like reforming the form. And in reality, all that stuff is already there for the most part. The complete elimination of the Clio sign-off sheet from the form, I think is good. It does also have clarification in there on some of the language of, like, oh yeah, you don't have to pay $200 tax for this anymore, only for destructive devices and machine guns, which is unconstitutional anyway. I've been preaching about this for basically my entire adult life at this point in time. You guys know my stance on the NFA. It should all go away. But I guess what I'm saying is, if you see folks out there saying, oh, wow, look at the great stuff that they're doing, it's all a bunch of bullshit, okay? Because those people have not done a Form 1, maybe ever, or maybe they talked to somebody at the local hole or watering hole and they were like, yeah, this is the way we did it, and that was like 10 years ago, maybe. I've done several Form 1s and Form 4s, and I'm here to tell you that after the activation of e-forms specifically, most of the stuff that they're talking about being like a new standard is already the current standard. And realistically speaking, all it is they're changing stuff around because they already have to change the form to highlight the fact that the process is changing and that you don't have to pay $200 anymore, right? That sort of thing. Or $5 for an AOW, which is ridiculous anyway. But I just wanted to bring to your guys' attention that I'm sure that you're going to see a lot of spin coming from the Department of Justice and the ATF over this, about it being a type thing. It's really not, because that's currently the way that it is right now. When my Clio, for instance, gets one of those things, or when he got the first one, Kurt, he literally called me. Kurt, what is this? I'm like, it's a notification. He's like, do I have to keep this? I got enough paperwork. I'm like, I don't think so. You're the Clio. You do whatever the hell you want. He's like, can I burn these? I'm like, I suppose. I'm going to burn these. Go for it, sir. Right? So I understand that there are probably some places in the United States that have been using those forms illegally. And that's a good thing that they won't get them anymore. But I would probably say that that is likely a minority, because I don't know about your local sheriff's department. They got enough shit to do that they don't need to stockpile Form 1s. Do I think that it's a good thing that that's going away? Like, officially going away? Yeah, it is. But they're trying to turn it into something that it's not. And I just wanted you guys to be informed of that. Thanks for tuning in to the VSO Gun Channel. Hopefully you'll see you on another one here pretty soon.